Hello there everyone, we're back with Scandinavia in Divergences of Darkness, the fan fork. Continuing the campaign we started a mere 2 days ago because I want to blast through this one. We don't have much time before we have a Christmas break, so we've got about, it's only like 1 week left till Christmas. Can't believe it. The title says single player. Yeah. Someone in the chat before the stream started asked, is this single player? And then Nevar said, yeah, single player, it says in the stream title. And I thought, didn't I change it out of the stream title? But it turns out I did leave it in the stream title, but I might have removed it, the word single player from the thumbnail, but that's just such a minor nitpick. And the fact that it is in fact in the title does make that worse for Ethan, who did ask in the first place. That just makes you look worse because it's so obvious that it must be single player. I don't want to mislead people into thinking that this is multiplayer, coming in and thinking they're getting multiplayer, but at the same time people should try out and test out my single player streams because they're different, but I also think they're really good. Hello Nuclear Phasor and Stuttering Hiccups over on Twitch. We multi-stream on YouTube and Twitch, of course, and hello Pave, Nickin on YouTube. Welcome. So, I mean, what more to say? The fan fork, do I need to introduce the whole mod again? This is your single player oriented, event chain focused, story driven version of Divergences of Darkness. It diverged over 5 years ago. 5 years ago-ish. To give us this experience. And I think this is a great mod. The DoD fan fork, just looking at different mods overall, the fan fork itself might be one of my favourite mods in Vic 2, although it's really hard to compare it to multiplayer because multiplayer is multiplayer. But maybe if I had to rank actual mods that I would play single player, yes, the fan fork is up there at number 1 at this point. But it's hard to say what, if you're going to ask me what my favourite mods are and all that, overall it's difficult because there's the contrast between single player and multiplayer, so maybe I would have to answer the question that no one has asked me, by the way. But I'm just having a hypothetical conversation and answering a hypothetical question. You'd probably have to divide it into multiplayer and single player categories to give that a good answer. My favourite mods in multiplayer would be some kind of, you know, discussion between Heirs to Aquitania, DoD, Napoleon's Legacy. There isn't that much to choose from. Single player, it would be the single player versions of those mods. What's the other one? Throne of Lorraine is up there. There's a lot of mods. Let's get the in-game soundtrack on. Here we are in-game, where the YouTube chat is visible, by the way. Wait a sec, let's move it down a bit. I think that's okay. I don't think that's blocking anyone, is it? Maybe about there. It's hard to judge from this size of the monitor I'm looking at what I'm seeing, but I looked at the VOD briefly just to check how big the chat was, and I think it was a little bit small, so I made the chat bigger. Ethan asking, they have a DoD rework, or RR, I think you mean fanfork, music submod. Yes, I noticed that the DoD fanfork does have a music submod, but I decided that I haven't checked it out yet because there probably would be copyright issues, and it's not fault of the mod or anything, it's just on YouTube it's very sensitive, even to classical music. When I take a classical piece to use in a video, I meticulously look through all the different versions of it to find one that isn't copyrighted, or one that's ambiguous that can't really argue is copyrighted. But on a music submod, it's likely that they've taken some big, highly viewed one that's probably copyrighted, and that's nothing bad. It's just that, and even then, you know, who cares if a VOD gets copyrighted because they don't make much money? But it doesn't matter. I will check out the music submod at some point to see what they have. Let's get that in-game soundtrack on though. As our background music, I'm kind of sick of that Baroque stream I always use. It's all reliable, it's always there, it's easy, it's never copyrighted. But boy, am I sick of it. So let's use some in-game Vic 2 soundtrack for once. Bit nostalgic, because I haven't played Victoria 2 with the in-game soundtrack just on all the time since my early days of playing it in like 2012, 13. So it's actually a little bit nostalgic to hear the Victoria 2 soundtrack while playing Victoria 2. You don't do it nowadays. So, what are we saying in the chat? Over on Twitch, Silvaria. Holy shit, is this the first Spudgun stream I managed to join at the start of it? I'm shocked. Well, welcome, it's great to have you. So what will happen to my country of Poland? Any plans? Maybe you would be interested in going and checking out the VODs for my Poland-Lithuania run in DoD Fanfork. I did play it. So there's a VOD there if you're interested in checking out some other time over on the Spudgun archives. But what will happen to Poland here is anyone's guess. I don't know. It's a great question, and I'll be looking out to see what Poland does in the future story as we go forward in this game. I don't know how we'll interact with them. We started off allied to them, but they are aligned with Bohemia in terms of, I think, what the events are saying. And Bohemia is the rival. They're the Holy Roman Empire, and Commonwealth is probably aligned to them. I would love to obviously conquer the whole Baltic coastline. It's not a main goal. The Baltic coastline isn't a main goal, but it would be nice. I mean, who can resist that kind of map painting? And I have decisions for it. I'm watching it right now, the Poland VOD. So jokes on you. Well, great to hear it. You're watching that and this stream simultaneously in 2 ears. You're watching my Poland VOD in one ear. I've been listening and watching and listening to this in another ear, or maybe one on one monitor, one on the other monitor, and then one in each ear. Your left brain and right brain. Yeah. But thank you. And hello to Power of the Stars on YouTube. So people, going back to talking about different mods, people saying GFM. What do I think of GFM? HPM. I don't know if HPM is really up to date these days. HPM is a mod that you'd have heard a lot more in past years. The two main single-player mods these days are, of course, TGC and your GFM. Now, nothing against GFM as a mod. I've just not checked it out yet. I just haven't happened to have checked it out. I decided to check out TGC a while ago. Well, TGC, I mean, what can we say? It's great. It's good. It has a lot of event chains, but they went overboard with making tiny provinces and making the map meticulously accurate. It's almost fucking EU5. TGC is a precursor to EU5 in terms of province detail. My god. Anyway, so how are we all doing? Good to see you, everyone. Hello, Gabriel. That's just quick shilling, do support the channel with super chats. What better time to super chat or gift a membership now when the alert is the amazing Christmas naval encirclement sub alert? There is no better time than now, and it is the season of giving. And I haven't streamed for a while, and I haven't released a video for a month. But yes, do support the channel and sub on Twitch and all that as well if you're over there. And on Twitch and on YouTube, if you click the link, which you can't access, but you can still use if you find it somewhere. On Twitch, there's a Stream Elements tip link, and it's been months. I'm waiting months to get another donation on there so that I can go over the threshold required for a payout of £5. Months. I reintroduced the Stream Elements tip link when I did my Burgundy campaign months ago. One person donated, and then no one else did, and it's below the threshold, and it's sitting there. Before I did the Burgundy campaign and multi-streamed over on Twitch, I had like £2 in that Stream Elements account for like 2 years from a Pie Chucker donation 2 years ago. That was sitting there below the payment threshold. Then I streamed Burgundy, one more person came in, and it's just below the payment threshold. A great appeal to use the Stream Elements donation link. For God's sake, get me over the threshold for Christmas. I can't put food on the table this Christmas without getting over the £5 mark on Stream Elements, guys. It's terrible. Anyway, so Pave, glad to hear you're doing well. I'm doing good too. Cheers, mate. I don't know what you're talking about, M Ruther guy. Right. Okay, where were we? Exiled Netherlands Part 11. I realised that on VOD 1 2 days ago, I think I said Netherlands Part 10 over and over again. It's Part 11 that's the next one, and that is coming out tomorrow. Guaranteed. It will come out tomorrow. It's about it's currently about 90% done, and I can get the rest of it done tomorrow morning before releasing it. So that's coming out. We've finally got a video. I'm sure you're all happy about that. But I really hope it bucks the trend and gets like over 20,000 views. The part 10, the last video, is sitting on 18,000, which is terrible for my channel. But we don't know what's going on with the algorithm and the weird thing that happened in August. I talked about this a lot last time, but part 11 is coming tomorrow. I urge you all to watch it and like the video when it comes out. I hope that is going to be a high-hitting one. It's one that I've taken obviously a lot of time and put more effort into. The longer it takes for me to put out a video, the more things are going to be in it, like great little clips and memes and higher editing levels. So it's going to be good. It's going to be a good one. It's also really fast-paced, just like the whole series. So that'll be enough of general introductory stuff. We'll start to...
Your navy is encircled.
Merry Xmas bud. Hope you've been well.
We'll get on to introducing the campaign itself and where we are with Scandinavia in a minute. Thank you so much, Dread, for the $20 super chat. Great to see you. Hope you're doing well. And Merry Christmas to you too. And I'm doing good, thank you. Hello, Erin Kaze. Good for you to catch a stream. So, Scandinavians. I love Scandinavia as a country in DoD, and I'm finally checking out in the fan fork. I'm going through all the event chains and stuff. My goal for the campaign is to conquer the entire northern coast of the map. We'll have to go up against Japan one day. It's Siberia. We have to break through, hopefully get some Russian conquests through to Siberia. And the thing about fanfork is that you can pretty much just go through the game and only expand using the event chains and decisions open to you. I don't know at what point I should start switching to manual conquest instead of waiting for the event chains. We're still early, so I should definitely keep doing event chains now. I probably won't do any manual conquest for a long time. But say we make it to much later in the game, I'll start using manual conquest to get the goal completed, if there's going to be no more LARP event chain conquests. But don't spoil when that's going to be. Also, let's get a level 2 port in Greenland. How could we forget to do that? Gotta get those level 2 ports in Greenland. But anyway, the goal is to conquer the whole northern part of the map, and that's just one main goal I've set myself. But other than that, I'm just doing everything. We've gone... I forgot to mention in the description the whole South American thing we did, actually. But the first thing that happened was we intervened in Australia. Yaluo starts friendly. Not sphered, but friendly. And then an event happens where they start to attack New Zealand, which is in my sphere, Atoria. And, you know, Bargany's colonizing. I'm competing. I just realised I can compete. What's the colonial points? They have more than me. Shite. I need to build navy. Let's build another wave of commerce raiders. Anyway, this is the first place we intervened. I was thinking, is it going to be Bohemia? Is it going to be America? But the first thing to happen was fucking Giraud. So here we are. And we have decisions to continue going down there. What's the Aracunia plan? Quito. That's south. That's the south of the Americas. Mapuche and all that. Integration of Ingria can happen at mass politics. That's fine. That's later. The fate of Rons. That's good. You want that. My Kingdom of Vinland will get cores over Ronst. And also we can impose direct control of Vinland, which I want to do later. But what I was looking for was the Yaluo Protectorate at screw-propelled streamers, 1860. We can inherit Yaluo. And then there's an event to go for the Weijo concession. If I sphere Mianjin, which is more shit, and then we can maybe take over all of Australia. So that's fun. Also, colonizing. Just realizing I can colonize some more shit around here. Hey, I don't have enough colonial points. Damn, we need more colonial points. Anyway, there were a series of exciting events with Bohemia, the Holy Roman Empire, the Congress of Venice. We could have gone to war with Bohemia, but it went our way. They decided not to press any claims towards Pomerania, and we kept peace here. My whole army was lined up and ready to go, but we did not have to fight this war, so that's fine. But Novgorod happened. We want to obviously conquer into Russia to get to Siberia, so I've been aggressive to Novgorod. We conquered Karelia. That war also triggered the Vinlandic Independence War, but I was ready for it. I had troops deployed in America. And Gabriel in the chat is saying, surprised you didn't get an event to decide the fate of Vinland. You should have gotten one. Well, I don't know. Yeah, it's strange. Should I have gotten one? Like, all it is the Scandinavian Kingdom of Vinland, and they are my dominion. There was no option about splitting them back up in Damasco land. I've also lost the Squalian Council, formerly the Native Confederation. They're completely independent now, but also neutral, and I'd have to take an event to attack them, and I don't want to do that anytime soon, but don't know what happened there. We allied the Belgian Confederacy. They helped us against Vinland, putting down our colonial rebellion, but now they're fighting the war for Arcadia against Plantagenet. Also, I colonized this, and it's just kind of sitting here enclaved. Actually completely enclaved, because I colonized it through my puppet when the natives were my puppet, and they're gone. I would actually really like to know what could have been done here. I wanted to hold on to the natives. Like, they were part of the Vinlandic Independence War, and I beat them, and I won. But they're independent, and like, the game started off with the event over competing with Plantagenet to colonize around here the Sioux areas. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe quite a shame. Gabriel says it's bugged because normally there's an event to do just that to Vinland. Damn, well, okay. But yeah, I checked the colonization map mode, and yeah, don't have the colonial power. I want to colonize as much as I can, obviously, but we'll come back to that. Dual monarchy is active in India. Concerning. I don't really want to blob and map paint like a dickhead in India, but if the dual monarchy is, I don't know, maybe we have to counter them a little bit. We also did a Chinese war. Did a treaty port concession war against China. That was fun. Brought me back to the old days and the old meta of attacking China, remember? And also politically, we started off with King Christian III. He was absolutist. What were they? The centralizers. No, the unionists. The unioners. People are revolting against the reactionaries. He abdicated. We've got King Hans IV, who is more of a liberal king, who's put in a liberal constitution. That's where we stand politically. We'll probably have many more political events, so looking forward to it. This mod is all about the event chains. It's all about the political intrigue, so let's see what they have in store with Scandinavia. And on that note, we also did like internal management, built up a bit of more of an industry, maximized our army. My whole plan is to just have my entire army and navy centered around Scandinavia and then transport it around the world as and when we need to. I think that's just such a simple way to do it. Yeah, I got Hong Kong. Don't know if you saw. Otherwise, I think that's the rundown on everything. That's where we stand. On that note, support the channel with more super chats, with memberships, and sub on Twitch. Salvaria is asking, are you going to go paternal in the event when it comes? I don't know if you're spoiling some kind of event in the future, but paternal party is always good. The late game reactionary sort of party. But without further ado, let's get on with the game. Playing slowly. I take it slowly in these single player runs. If you don't like that, just don't watch. It's the way that I play and get enjoyment, and also get to talk to chat a lot. So here we go, continuing our Scandinavia run from 1847. I will put it up to speed 3 soon. I will. At this point, we're definitely going liberal no matter what, so it doesn't really matter too much what I do politically. We're going liberal. We do have a little bit longer. In fact, we actually do have a window of reactionary state capitalism before the Liberals win the election in December. But I do think we have a really good industry, solid industry, and we could all we need to do from here is upgrade a lot of it. You know, main thing we're lacking, we really want to get steel artillery when that unlocks. See, there's more complicated supply chains here. Bronze artillery is what starts the game, and bronze is made out of copper. And then you have, you know, bronze factories. Do I have any bronze factories? Yeah, we do have bronze in the lowlands and Pommern. We'll get the plurality from that. Like, it's two separate industrial supply chains, and steel artillery comes along later into the game and replaces bronze artillery sort of as a good. They're both basically artillery factories, but they just use different goods to make artillery. It's pretty cool, actually. It doesn't practically change much about the game. It doesn't open up any kind of goods and supply chains to certain countries that don't ordinarily have iron and coal anyway. But I like it. It's cool. So Burgundy, who's my ally? We haven't fought a war alongside Burgundy yet or anything, but they're my ally. And if anything ever happens with the dual monarchy, they should be there for us. They're currently having a Rhineland revolt. The Hallowing is happening in Germany, by the way, and it includes my German territory. The people in Germany are dying. There's just a huge famine across all of Germany. It's scripted. It happens pretty much every fanfork playthrough. I don't know if there's a way of even preventing it. It's brutal. Well, I have to reluctantly go and collect the shit from South America. The Inca War really popped off last stream. We destroyed the Inca Empire with a gigantic coalition against them. I contributed. There's also a funny event happening where the Beornians are kind of migrating to my bit of land here, out of what is now conquered by Lotharingia. So, also, what is the culture of Het? That's actually, I've never seen that before. What's Het? Never seen them. Is that some kind of native population? Or is it a kind of branch of English Beornians with a slightly different culture or something? Dudugs says it's Native American group who are extinct IRL. Okay. Okay. Got you. Our Zorau playthrough was fun. We took a country in Zorau, formed the Muslim Caliphate of Zorau, and then fucking conquered China. Like, the mod makers of Fanfork absolutely cooked, as the kids say nowadays, with Zorau and what they did with it in this mod. It's really good. And like, you've got 3 unique countries to play with, which each have different paths. You can form Zorau with each of these 3 countries, Zhu Sha, Mianjin, and Yaluo. And then later in the game, each of the 3 of them have unique paths where you can go off and conquer different places from there. As Zhu Sha, we had what? I think Zhu Sha was basically, I can't really remember, but I think it was a lot of Indonesian conquest. Mianjin might have been something about the Holy Land. I can't really even remember what they are, and I don't really even want to spoil it, because maybe I'll play some of them again. That was some fucking good stuff. That was fun. Let's hit the speed 3 though. Let's hit the speed 3. We are days away from the election. I just paused it one day before. Are there any factories I should build? Well, we can shove an IKEA factory in Estland. Holstein, Highlands. We have a bronze artillery factory in Lowlands along with a bronze factory. And we have a steel factory, but I feel like maybe some small arms in a couple places or something. This one can have paper. Bronze into bronze artillery. I mean, we struggle. There's going to be a big shortage of goods until we get better. There's the Liberals, the Interventionists, pro-military, free trade. Not bad. Like, pro-military is actually a big improvement. The reactionaries were anti-military. But with free trade, we don't get tariffs, so we're going to maybe struggle for money a lot. I'm going to have to defund the army for a time period. Maybe the navy too. Otherwise, some reforms. Oh yes, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Beautiful. This is what I wanted, and this is what Gabriel was talking about. So we do get to decide what happens with Finland. We crushed the revolution. With the establishment of the new colonial office, it is now time to decide on what structure of government Finland should have. Almost all of the Conservatives propose that we should just recreate the Crown Colony as it was before Finland tried to leave us. They believe that a reformed and improved colonial office should be able to avoid the risk of another independence movement. However, there is still a good chance that Finland will feel chafed by the restricted rule of the Crown, and it may cause some issues down the line in terms of relations. The more liberal factions want to give them the ability to rule over their home or home rule. To this end, Finland would be recreated as an autonomous kingdom that would formally be governed by the High Commissioner appointed by the Crown. Okay, so I feel like, I don't want to click it yet, but I'm predicting that we can fully recreate the old Crown colonies, either Finland and Maskerland, or both of them just merged into one now. I feel like the autonomous kingdom would have them just be in my sphere as the country they are now, but in my sphere. I don't know. This doesn't really say it. Influence changed by 400, relation changed by 400. Parliamentary monarchy with a big liberal. Tell you what they would get if I went with this one. They would get a lot of immigrants from those reforms if I let them be that. But I have to keep them as a Crown colony. I just have to. No voting? Holy shit. That's very restrictive. It's actually a tough question. Gabriel is pointing out they would actually still be a puppet as an autonomous kingdom. It's a tough one because I want to turn them back into the blue colour on the map, you know, make them really look like my dominion. But the autonomous kingdom is optimal. It'd be really good. They might even get immigration. Oh, it's a tough one. But I have to go with my gut instinct and keep them as they were. I really do. I mean, they do have good reforms, actually, just no voting. They get all allowed rights and culture. It's good. We have to go with this. Bring back the blue colour. Now, I hope we get events to maybe do Maskerland again. But I hope we definitely get events for the Skraeling Council. The fanfork is good at leaving no stone unturned. They're good at wrapping up loose ends. They do. I give them a lot of credit. They often don't leave stuff undone in event chains. They're very good. So I'm hoping that something happens with the Skraeling Council here, now that we finally got the reorganisation of Vinland event. I trust in the DoD fanfork devs to get this right. Am I losing spheres in Germany? I lost Lüneburg. Don't know what happened to them. The Saxon War's happening. Honestly, probably just let the Germans kill each other. They're just dying to a famine anyway. One way or the other, we're going to link up with this horrible cut-off colony. Here we go. Yes! Shit's happening in Poland at the same time, but let's look at our Maskerland first. See? They're wrapping up the loose ends. I love the fanfork. Fucking love the fanfork. The Penandolt says you have enough colonial power to take another uncontested region. Thank you. You're right. I don't know where I got it from, actually, but yeah, let's get as much of Australia as we can first, because we might be able to outcompete Burgundy there. Deep says, don't let the Finns revolt. We already dealt with the Finns last session, actually. The Finns should not revolt. We got very lucky with an event with the Finns, and we conquered Novgorod. We keep Finnish and Sami or Karelian accepted. Anyway, so Vinland and Maskerland, though different in a lot of ways, are still very similar to one another. Now that we have settled on how to govern Vinland, the question arises on what to do with Maskerland. On the one hand, we could try to simplify our colonial governance, just incorporate it into Vinland, creating a more powerful ally in Arcadia. But the Mascalanders have been very helpful in reasserting our control over them, and they're more loyal than their Vinlandic brothers. Okay. So what I basically have is an option to do the same. I can make Masgaland abolish Masgaland, but allow it to keep some relative autonomy. And then Ronst happens. Ronst will happen either way, which is cool. We've got to take down the Ronst. Fucking hell, we've got to take them down. But I am trying to get my head around exactly what this is telling me. I would like to have Masgaland as a separate crown colony. I don't want to abolish it and incorporate it into Vinland. We will let Masgaland remain separate. But hopefully they're still a crown colony. And they're a different shade of blue. Right? That should happen. Let's see. I don't know what to look at. This or Poland, because something happened in Poland. There's just conspiracies and plots going on in Poland. I don't want to read the whole thing. You probably had time to read it. So now we wait for Vinland to deal with its Masgaland event, and we'll also get an event for Ronst next, I believe. Aha! Oh! I don't know about the red colour. Fuck, I don't know about the red colour, lads. Oh, do we still have the thing to actually fight, impose direct rule? Yeah, the imposing direct rule is still there. I'm not, no particular reason I'm pointing that out or anything. Great. The Treaty of Waitangi, that's cool. That's about New Zealand. With our control of the southern island, we can force the money to sign an unequal treaty. 5 infamy. Okay. Okay, I just annexed the north too. Oh well. Oh well, Pie Choker. You're Scandinavian this timeline. I would rather have had them independent as a dominion. And I would much rather that Masgaland was blue. That's just a, call it an autism thing. Call it what you will, but I'd much rather they were blue. We don't need to station as many troops in America anymore, though, obviously. But I will keep some. I'm going to keep a detachment in America, especially with things we can do here. Ronst and all this. Trigger the demand submission. If you ask 3 people to tell you what Ronst is, you would get 5 different answers. Oh. However, what Ronst is right now to us is a liability. We have no doubt that people from the Vinlandic independence movement have fled and taken refuge. Oh! Okay, now we have to kill them. We can't let this happen. They're harbouring fugitives. Yeah. We could rectify this by bringing the Ronst under our control as a vassal. Okay, we can promise them land in the west. Okay, this is cool. All right. Crippa, thank you so much for your prime over on Twitch. Twitch is leading the way today. Twitch is leading the way. Reasserting. Oh yes, I knew it. Fanfork fucking did it. Oh, the Ronst they just became one by default. They didn't put up any resistance. I knew it, Fanfork. I fucking knew it. They did it. We got reassert control over this Skraeling. I knew it. I love you, Fanfork. They just leave nothing unturned. Oh my god, they cooked it again. They did it. Can we get a round of applause for Divergences of Darkness, Fanfork, please? Everyone, put your hands together. Round of applause. Clapping emojis, hand emojis. Subscriber only emojis, member only emojis, salutes, anything. They did it. They didn't leave the Skraeling. They didn't leave it. We're going to link up to our colony through here, which, because of the colour of Scandinavia, actually looks like a part of Ching Chu. It looks like one of Ching Chu's puppets. And remember, shout out, we played Ching Chu in a playthrough. That was like the last Fanfork playthrough I did last year before, you know, stopping. But for New Zealand, I feel like releasing Otoria as an independent, a dominion. I don't really want to directly control this. I don't have any accepted pops in it yet. I'm going to release Otoria. We're going to give Pachuca independence. I mean, autonomy, semi-independence. They're uncivilized, but there's nothing I can do about that. The sooner I release them, the more chance they have of civilizing later. So we don't need the ports. This isn't that kind of try-hard game, so... Now, we got the Ronst instantly, so that was easy. Now, when Vinland broke off, the Skraeling Council also saw it as a good time to break off and declare independence. While we were able to bring Vinland back under our control, we let the Skraeling Council remain free as we consolidated our control over Northern Arcadia. Now that we have settled the matter, we can decide on whether we want to restore our previous arrangement or wipe them off the map entirely. Oh shit. It's not even a question of whether I want to go after them or leave them. It's a question of should they be directly controlled or a puppet, I guess. So of course we do this. Right. Yeah, we are now in a position to deal with our wayward Skraeling subjects. The only question remaining is what to do with them. An obvious choice is to simply occupy the lands and end the idea of native Arcadian state once and for all. We could offer an olive branch and give them status of autonomous kingdom within our realm, like that we proposed to the Masgerlanders. Interesting. Okay, I want to have them as a puppet. Wait. Demand their vassalage. So if I annex them, they would become part of Vinland. But I would rather separate them into their own puppet. I would love that. Real Dark Peterson, is there any gimmick for this run or is it a normal run? Well, it's in the description, but the only gimmick is I want to conquer the entire north of the map, otherwise it pretty much is a normal run. Let's have them as a separate vassal. Will they accept or decline? Let's see. Allied to Qingchu. Could this mean war with Qingchu for this? Let's see what the answer is. Yeah, they'll get back to me on that. Yeah, just well, as per your last email. Oh, we got the steel artillery factories now. I can't build them right now though, sadly. Yes, I have colonial power. True. Colonize as much of Australia as I can. Anything else? I don't have colonial power. I just use 200. But it's mostly just Australia. I don't want to set off a colonial crisis against Burgundy, my friend. They have way more power than me at the moment. Oh, Skraeling Council accepted. It didn't really tell me, but yeah, beautiful, beautiful. They have a pretty nice colour on the map. I'm not opposed to that. Although the 4 different colours of the 4 different puppets I have here don't really blend too well together. They should preferably all be a shade of blue. I can understand the native one being slightly different, the Skraelings having a slightly different shade, more reddish, browny. But Meskerland is a huge colour betrayal on the map, I would have to just say. There's no getting away from that one. It almost makes me wish I put it all the way in Vinland. Just put it under Vinland directly. The fucking hallowing is spreading further. Or getting worse. Concerning hallowing. Actually, I think this is the hallowing actually loosening a little. Because it went from...
Your navy is encircled.
Merry Christmas, gentlemen.
It went from severe hallowing, now it's only down to a concerning hallowing. So I get an event that says hallowing, it looks bad. But I think it's actually getting better. So it's not that bad anymore. Thank you so much, Doomlord, for the 21 months of membership. Merry Christmas to you. industrial text though, definitely. And Qingchu's an ally. I've been trying to sphere Qingchu, actually. It would be good to have Qingchu as an ally, because I know they go against Japan. And I want to go against Japan so that I can take the north. I've got so many puppets as well. Can I count all my puppets? I protect the Duchy of Prussia. Well, that counts my spherelings. I sphered... I mean, I could sphere stuff here. I could sphere Danzig. Poland's not a great power, so they lose spheres here. And there's the Bishopric of Varmia. That's another little puppet on the Prussian coast. Okay. Great, we paint the map there. Good, good. Muscovite Wars. So Russia is going to shit. Does this allow some more events to happen with me and Poland? We'll see. The dual monarchy has its hands in the Bishopric of Varmia. But Real Dark Peterson, if you want to play single player DoD, play the fan fork. If you want to play multiplayer DoD, play fucking Dempsey versions. I can't remember which one's the latest and all of that. Or Divergences After Darkness by Sir Buddy Guy as well. That was the Japan series I did. That was the Asian Hardbox series. So we got Lithuania in the sphere. I think they start in my sphere. And we got the Duchy of Prussia. We have the Ingrian March, which I should sphere. An ally. They're a puppet. And we used to have Novgorod as a sphere, but we defied them. SS Copenhagen explodes because of Plantaginia. What the hell? I feel like this is the same event that fucking triggered my intervention, or Weevil's intervention in the fucking Bavaria series. Great War. But what the hell is this? I'm not going to do some LARP event like that, but just calm down. Don't blow up my ships, please. Also, interestingly, the Scaling Nation is civilized, so they get a big advantage. ZB Step says, do you still play with Zombie DoD? Yeah. Zombie DoD is kind of amalgamated in what we call Divergences of Sharkness that we played as a very basic DoD. Simple, no strings attached DoD. That's what we did with the Burgundy campaign recently. And I kind of think that comes from Zombie DoD originally. That's like the successor, if I recall. More German councils are happening in Bavaria. Interesting. Saxony consolidated. Wow, 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 wow. Can I sphere that? I'm neutral. Bohemia's hostile. Burgundy, stop sphering the Galich Principality. Galich? Which one's that? I still do have a couple of spherelings here in Russia, but they are puppets of Novgorod. It meant that they didn't join against me in the war. The fall of the Holy Roman Empire, 1949. Oh, the Nubian Confederation. Is it just me, or is this happening early, or is it meant to happen? This is crazy stuff. I mean, I don't know about the mod and Germany. Does this happen normally? Do Nubians form this early usually? So the formation of the Danubian Confederation proved what everyone in Europe already knew. The Holy Roman Empire of the German nation was dead. Many feared that the Jagiellons would wage one last desperate war to preserve it, but Sigismund seems to have developed a semblance of wisdom. Okay. Farazar says it's pretty normal. Yeah, it's meant to happen. Yeah, this is normal. This is normal. But on this bombshell, I do have to say, I'm going to take a couple minutes to go and make my tea. It's my customary tea that I always did. I'm going to go and make my cup of tea. Hope you're enjoying so far. I will be back in less than 5 minutes. If you want something to do while I'm gone, let me just move this away from the chat. You can read the LARP. I'll let you all just read the LARP while I go for a minute or two. Don't go anywhere. Don't leave me with an even lower viewer count. Stay right where you are. Back in a minute, lads. Okay, everyone, I'm back. Now that you're all experts on the lore of the Holy Roman Empire, so yeah, I'm sure you all read that. Then Pan Adult says, I like how they immediately put the imperial crown in a Prague museum the moment it would no longer actually be worn. So what we're left with is Hungary in my sphere and an ally, because we're kind of an alliance against Bohemia. So yeah, things should be kicking off with Poland a lot more soon, and Russia. So things are going to happen here. This is going to be my sort of next priority. Really looking towards Russia and Poland. I think Bohemia is not a threat or a contender anymore. Hey, let's give the Skrellings some railroads, eh? They're civilized, I'm sure they'll like them. And rods too. Belgians still kicking the ass of Plantagenet. Actually, this war doesn't look as decisive as it once seemed. The Plantagenetians might have made a comeback. Long may that continue. I want to see the bloodbath continue. So we're about to get 1850 techs. I'm probably going to get state and government, because that might unlock decisions and stuff. We'll save up points for state and gov. And, you know, another national focus won't go amiss. The Nubian Confederation is a great power trying to sphere my German stuff. None of my puppets would be getting... Oh! Maskerland gets immigration and my ally Qingchu gets immigration. I am also allied to Lotharingia, but I don't really care. Maskerland gets immigration even though they are a puppet. See, that's interesting. And it proves that if I did make that really liberal Vinland puppet... Oh, Novgorodian Civil War! See? I knew this shit would happen. Muscovy wars are going crazy as well. We live in interesting times. We really do. And for some reason this seems to involve Poland. They're doing something. They're up to no good. What are Poland at war with? Oh, why would anyone ask for military access? Any AI ask for military access without being at war? What's that all about? Power of the Tsar says, I've never seen AI Plantageneer win. I won as them when I played them. So, but that's obviously not AI. They might actually win this. I don't know if it was attrition, but they might actually win, which I don't care. I'm technically an ally of the Belgians, but I don't care. I would like to see Plantageneer win. Well, it looks like we are really consolidating the eastern part of Zorao. Really consolidating it. Should get an event. We'll inherit Yaluo. We'll get something off Mianjin. We're really getting this. I don't want to set off a colonial crisis against Burgundy, but it looks like I definitely have enough colonial points to just beat them now, so we're good there. Parasar says, I've played plants so many times I'm essentially an expert on beating the Belgians. It's all about baiting them into mountains, and there are plenty of mountains over there to do that with, isn't it? Sulfur and skiing? Wow. Fuck's that? Oh, Westlandet, sulfur. Wow. Generous. Generous. The mod makers are good to me. Can't deny it. The Plantagenets are killing a little stack over there. There's two main stacks over here facing against each other. The Plantagenet AI will not be smart enough to consolidate its two stacks to defeat the one Belgian stack. Also, the way the AI works, they're probably going to peace out just based on occupations and shit, even though they could technically win if they consolidated their armies. Just the way it works. The Zungar Wars kicking off. Shit, a Zungar playthrough in this would be so fucking fun, wouldn't it? I don't know how much content they have, can anyone tell me, without spoiling? The Zungar playthrough in Fanfork. Wow. There's an idea. But why not pay for a crazy world fair? They at least have some, but I didn't get very far. Okay. It's... Even if they don't have too much railroady Fanfork content, they might still just be a fun country to play in general. With a lot of options of just normal conquest, just like they would be in normal DoD. Right. Good stuff. Very fun. This is the kind of Victoria 2 I enjoy. Just LARP, event chains. It's not so challenging in the traditional sense of playing the game for a challenge and actually having like difficult wars and stuff like that. But I just enjoy this. I enjoy my DoD fanfuck vibes. The Drought of 1850 is terrible. Is this generic or scripted? Well, I don't see any actual pop growth loss, so. Matter of fact, we still have a baby boom. I mean, in a lot of places, not up in the north, but we have a baby boom around normal Scandinavia, which is huge. Huge. It's generic, it's not scripted. I remember the Great Flood in the northwest when I played Chengchu. That was scripted, not generic, and it happened in real life. And it's catastrophic. And it was so interesting when back in that Chengchu playthrough. It was a real thing that really happened. It devastated California, Oregon, and all of those territories in like the 1860s. And I'd never heard of it because they weren't that highly populated at the time anyway. But it was a crazy disaster. Floods. Massive floods over there. Insane. They happened at the same time of the Civil War as well. What's this? Is that me in Burgundy? Oh, fuck off, no. I don't want to fight. I didn't look at the meter. Oh, and we have equal colonial power? Shit. I'm happy to just let Burgundy have that. I don't need a gigantic war against my ally. I'm sorry. I'm letting Burgundy have it. It's just some shitty province. I'll get it later. I'm not ready. I don't want to fight Burgundy. That was massive LARP breaking. That shouldn't really happen. Massive LARP breaking. There aren't really that many good reforms to get now, so let's just sit and wait and hopefully get model colony, but hopefully we get social reforms. It's too late to apologise. Too late now. What do you mean too late? We just offer them it. Who cares? It's not too late to apologise. I'm still allied to them at this point. So the one thing that we can do based on state and government is organise Mozambique. Isn't that great, folks? We love our Mozambique, don't we, folks? We can build some ports. Yeah, that's great. Gave it a core of a releasable nation and all that. New national focus dropped. Well, we opened up all the 1850 techs, a lot of options. But you know, I'm sphering so many people, I'm getting the fucking sphere tech. I want to sphere Saxony. We need to beat the Danubians. Sind. We can actually see the Novgorodian civil wars, and it looks like Novgorod is winning. The Scandinavian Federal Movement. A new movement has appeared in central Scandinavia. They call for an end to the unitary status quo. And they want change to a federal system with the representation of different people in Scandinavia. Okay, okay. No. Fuck them, says Silvaria on Twitch. Indeed. So, dual monarchy on 531 industry score. It's a really big task to overtake them as workshop of the world. But it's AI, so eventually we'll do it. Utter woke nonsense, that's right. Federalism this. Recognising the independent Scandinavian kingdoms, that. Woke. Does the single player mod change the cultural makeup of Scandinavia? No. It's actually the same as what we're used to in DoD. Unless you want to be really specific. Actually, well, in general, yes, but there's more Sami and Karelian, and Pomeranian doesn't exist, and it's Albion and Scandinavian and Pomerania. So technically there are a couple of differences, but it doesn't create Swedish or Norwegian and all that, which is I think what you're pretty much asking. I accept Finnish, Karelian, and we also accept the Balters. They're different. The Balters are different. Germanic nobility, landowners in the Baltic states, which give us a horrible privilege modifier on each of these provinces, which ruins them economically because we have so decentralized them to the Balters. We want to get rid of that later, somehow. Just printing prestige and we became #1 GP. Nice to see some colonial migration. I wonder where I'm getting colonial migration. 2% in the Bengali province. Okay. I guess this joke's about 5 years out of date now, but the sus Amarate is getting the trade event. Ugh. God. Macedonia has allied me, which strongly suggests the Ottomans are about to justify and attack them, which I will not join. Macedonia is a great country to play. I played Macedonia already, though. I played it, though, a long time ago in a basic DoD non-fanfork version in about 2020 or 2021. And you cannot find that playthrough in any public place, actually. Do whatever we can. Plantagenetian. So, okay. It looks like... Oh, shit. Wow. What's Ching Chu doing? What? Whoa, 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 whoa. Ching Chu has taken some kind of pathway where they have completely decentralized into everything. And the Plantagenetian Civil War is happening. What's this? Three-way civil war, right? It's the three-way civil war. Louisiana versus l'État Acadien and Umasarita, the Cowboy King. So the Belgian Confederacy did win the Arcadian War, and I predicted it would happen, even if it looked like the Plantagenetians were gaining some kind of little advantage. The AI always just pieces out anyway. It is what it is. Wireframe just subscribed for 2 months on Twitch. I thank you so much for that. But it doesn't seem to show any kind of alert. So maybe Twitch alerts are bugged. It's, you know, these things happen. Whenever you stream, things just don't work. but I can see that it happened anyway. So, if we remember our Qing Chu playthrough, Dian is basically Taiping Heavenly Kingdom sort of thing. Or Chinese Mormons, which is what the Taiping Heavenly Kingdom arguably is. We get a decision to vassalize the Mapuche for an infamy, so of course I did. There's more shit I can do here. There's some kind of Kingdom of Araucania, is that this? Yeah. I can give them more land, and you know what, I'm happy to. I'm happy to build up another puppet down here and give them land. They've got cores on half of this and all of Patagonia, so I'm happy for them to paint all of that. Another puppet. Another Dominion somewhere. We've got fucking New Zealand, we've got fucking Patagonia. Is there anywhere where we don't just have a Dominion sitting there painting the map for us? Real Dark Peterson is going all in on the État Acadien, because I like states and authority maxing. People are supporting the Cowboy King map though, aren't they? People are supporting that. Some of you want the Cowboy King to win, right? Oh, the État Acadien just went bankrupt, just as you said you supported them. How do you feel? I bet you feel a little bit silly now. Savaria says bring back Alexander's Empire. Yes, to go back to Macedonia. I would love to play Macedonia again, and I would love to play them in the fan fork. Starting off with the civil war thingy against the Ottomans is a starting challenge. It'll be fun. Oh, now Qing Chu gets a civil war. Oh my god. It's fucking like a 4-way civil war. Maybe even 5-way. People are taking Novgorod out of my sphere, but I don't care. I have a truce with them anyway. Can't do anything. Kobe is going all in on Dian. Yeah, we all want the Chinese Mormons to win, really, don't we? And by the way, the north area here of Qingchu, you'll know if you watch my playthrough, but these are Koreans. The Buyeo is Korean culture. Buyeoyan is Korean. So the American coast in DoD fanfork is like a microcosm of Asia itself. You've got the Japanese, you've got Koreans in a little space between Japan and China, and then you've got the Chinese, Qingchu. And then Portuguese people, of course, right? They're also in Asia. They're, you know, Big Macau. Big Macau. DoD fanfork does a great job, especially in America, of different things happening every playthrough. Sometimes you'll see a Colombian alliance keep all of this. Sometimes you'll see the Incas win and stay big. It's different a lot of the time. They've really nailed that. Just as EU5, remember EU5 everyone, is really struggling with that sort of thing. Alliance with Novgorod. Alliance with Novgorod? They seem to have just won and they're kind of in the palm. I want to annex all this shit. All of it's gone independent. Novgorod has changed. Something happening. Komodo says there's Valayans, which are Hispanicized natives in California Valley. Absolutely true, yeah. I remember them. I remember them well. Playing that. You have to balance all the different people and make sure they don't revolt. If you play Qing Chu. It's a great playthrough. So I feel like I should click the alliance with Novgorod thing, just so I follow event chains and decision chains to get closer. I don't know what that really specifically does, and other than just allying them. Create the Royal North Sea Company. Look at that, beautiful. Invest in the Highlands. Cool. We can get Navy Research and Navy Organization. Man the English border. Oh, look at this cool shit happening. The Fate of Rons. We already dealt with that. That kind of already happened. Resolve the Scottish problem. I didn't realise there was a problem. The Royal Visit of 1852, or maybe any name, they would change based on the year it actually currently is. I didn't realise there was a Scottish problem. No Stuart King. No Stuart King has graced the lands of their ancestors since the end of the Anglo-French War of Succession. Okay. Lusitania Alliance, why not? If we do not resolve the issues plaguing Scotland before 1875, the revolutionaries could gain momentum and try to proclaim independence of the country. Okay. 23 years to solve the Scottish question. Okay. Well, to do that, I need North Sea Company and Extended Highlands Clearance, otherwise known as Invest in the Highlands. Man, the English. So cool events here. We want to do these. We want to do all of these as soon as we can. So we want to get market regulations and screw-propelled steamers past 1860. So you can't really do it till 1860. And we want to get investment banks. Investment banks 1870. There's a very small window to do that before 1875 then. Borough of the Sars says, no Stuart King has visited Scotland since 1498. That's how long ago this shit happened? Wow. That is brutal. I would be annoyed. I'm Scottish. I would be annoyed if a Scandinavian king. The Stuart dynasty goes off to Scandinavia to rule them, but they don't ever pay a visit to Scotland. I would be annoyed. I get it. I get it. To be fair to the Windsors, our current dynasty, they basically live in Balmoral half the time over here, near me, or at least where I was originally, Aberdeen. So I mean, it doesn't make any difference to my life whether the kings and queens go and live near me in Aberdeen. It doesn't make any actual difference, but it's nice to know that they go there and they care about Scotland a bit, I suppose. They like to go walking around there. But it doesn't make any difference to our lives. But yeah, compare that with 500 years of no one, or 300 years of no one visiting at all, ever. The Anglo-French War of Succession is the DoD verse name for what we call the 100 Years' War. Okay. About who rules England, Scotland, France. And yeah, the dual monarchy is taking Auvergne as we speak. And then Orgrim says there was another war during which Plantagenet seceded. I visited Scotland, says Real Dark Peterson, but are you the King of Scotland? No. I don't think you are. Also, something to keep an eye out, English revolts, maybe getting down into England, Northumbrian independence. We'll keep an eye on all of that. Oh my fucking god. This is a big twist and a turn. Gigantic nationalist rebellion there of all places. Okay. Right. So, where did I put the bulk of my transports? Oh, they're in America. I have to bring some Americans down. I have to fund everything. Okay, we'll deal with that. Also, Muscovy united into the Tsardom of Rus, which is I suppose it's concerning. Novgorod goes in my sphere. An alliance. Okay, okay. A bunch of fully independent places over in here just because Novgorod fell apart. I feel like 22 infamy for a conquest though. Like I want some events or something to happen here. I want to conquer. I want to go eastward. And I could manually conquer, but I don't even have the infamy for it technically. Although if you've watched my single player streams before, you'll know how I feel about infamy. Okay, you'll know. But we'll talk about that when it comes to it. So Poland and Lithuania really dropped the ball in letting Russia form, but they can deal with the consequences. Hopefully they go west. Komodo's asking me about what Prime Minister am I going to go. I don't really know the difference. Don't spoil the differences until I ask specifically about that. My choice of Prime Minister. Here's something. McWraith versus Nagardenich. McWraith versus Nagardenich, I think. This is interesting. Oh, this isn't Scotland. It's Sedo. It's fucking Sedo. Although the urban centres of Scotland, or is it? Oh, okay. Sedo is one of the options. Hello, Superstorm. I could make the clans in question go to Sedo. Okay. Although the urban centres of Scotland have been centres of industry, commerce and good relations with Scots for centuries, the various clans of Scotland have been a weaving of loyalties, blood rivals, and even wars from the Highlands to the Lowlands. That's true, that's accurate, that's in real life too. The most our efforts have led to were the exile of Clan Mackay, Dunbar, and the Frasers to Sedo. But now, the drunken tirades of the heir of Clan McWraith, and the reacting drunken murder of a member of the Gardenich, once more seems to have Scotland on the brink of another series of clan wars. Clan wars. Good old RuneScape days. With the weaving of alliances threatens to bring even more. Oh my god. Well, wouldn't it be fucking hilarious to put them in Sedo again? This place is 43% Scottish. Puerto Rico, Reykhaven. That's hilarious. The hilarious option would be to make them go to Sedo. Mediating would be sensible. Letting the clans have their feuds, I think, is a dereliction of our rulership duties to protect people and keep the peace. I'm going to put them on Sedo. That is fucking hilarious. Sorry, my own people. But wouldn't you rather go and live on a tropical paradise island than rainy fucking highlands? They can go and own... Actually, no, sorry, we abolished slavery. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't tax slaves. We abolished that. I'm slow with dealing with these rebels. I almost forgot about them entirely, but we're going to go down there. It's going to take some time. Power of the Stars is correcting his misinformation. The Stuart succession took place after the 1498 Treaty of Rome. Yeah. It's referring to a war that occurred in the 1770s. Yes. 1770s, it's going to be coinciding with Jacobite rebellions and all that. There was a reference in one of the events to Bonnie Prince Andrew, which is an alternate to Bonnie Prince Charlie. We're getting beaten by the Danubians over Saxony. Maybe I will be able to ban them, quickly ban them, before they get close. Otherwise, we lose Saxony. I don't think they were actively called Jacobites in this lore, in this lot, but there was an equivalent thing that happened. The Stuarts are on the throne. It was an alternate thing. There was something about Bonnie Prince Andrew. The Pretenders. The others, yeah, you know, the ones that are in power now or something. And I don't know. Why wouldn't affect for Andrew? It's funny how there's different varieties of Scots. I wouldn't say why wouldn't affect for Andrew. I would say fa wouldn't affect for Andrew. Fa wouldn't affect for Andrew. So, things are kicking off. Still, I'm concerned about the East. I don't want Russia to gobble up all these fully independent little countries. I want to get them myself, but I don't have any options. It's over in Saxony, they banned me. Okay, well, it's fair. I hope I don't lose all that money immediately. No, there's a thing. The fan fork does the thing where you gradually pay for things, so I don't immediately go bankrupt. I don't immediately go bald and bankrupt. Great. Investment banks is one of the techs I'll need for one of the economic reforms, so let's get that now. Komodo asks, did you fight Vinland or not? Vinland is back. Vinland and Masculine puppet, Skraeling puppet, Ronst puppet. We're maxing. We're maxing out here. Getting everything. Am I trying to sphere the Hokkaigan development? Because I just did. Also, what, Conservatives won? Is Chartist? Yeah, these are the same party. I don't know why I got an event saying the Conservatives won. Didn't mean to. And the Zunga explosion. The Zunga explosion for 5 o'clock. It happened. I don't know if sphering the Hokkaigan development will help me get that or not. I want to take it from Japan, obviously. But there's no rush on that. We need to consolidate other stuff first. It's a local election thing, generic. Yeah, okay, cool. Any other crazy nationalist rebellions about to happen? Holsteinians maybe, but nah. Scottish nationalists a little bit, but that's nearby. I can handle that. The Hong Dynasty. Okay. Are you Hong? The Great Hong. There you go. Da Hong. Great Hong. I haven't yet had any events regarding England Superstorm. Kobe says you can get Hokkaigan but much later. No spoilers, but that's fine to know, to be honest. And Komodo is asking, did you know about the secret path for monarchist Vinland and their Arcadia? No, I don't know anything. Don't spoil too much, but is it something to do if I were to play Vinland? Or is it something I can do with Scandinavia? The hallowing of Germany is disappearing. That's good. But my baby boom in Scandinavia doesn't go until 1850. Okay, it does expire in a couple of months. It was great while it lasted. If you play as Vinland and win and Scandi falls to commies, they can get a monarchy. Oh shit. That's not many nationalists though. I need to deal with the rebels quickly and then defund the army, because, yeah. We have a free trade party in power, which means we can't put tariffs up, which is why we're losing money, basically. We have a lot of industrial subsidies as well, because we don't quite have enough iron and coal going yet. But all of that shit gets sorted as we get industrial and commerce tax. It's fine. So how's the 5-way Qing-Chu Civil War going? It's not raging on for the most part anymore. I think some of them are winning their full independence. We're going to see a lot of those countries just kind of stay balkanized. Balkanized Qing-Chu, which is not good because I kind of wanted to have them as an ally, and then they just absolutely disappear off the map. Sanbao is the heartland, the capital region, and it's now a different country too. So Qing-Chu is just over. It's gone. Dian is at war with Sanbao, although they don't border each other. There's actually still just a 1v1 between the Chinese Mormons and Sanbao for some reason. It's just not ending. Komodo says, only thing is a Northumbria puppet if DM goes pro-French. Can you stop spoiling everything in the future, please? You've got to stop. I just want to play. If you want to tell me something, ask first. Look, I know about the Northumbrian revolt, but I don't know how it specifically pertains to Scandinavia and what we can do to get involved. And I don't really want to know until it happens. The sphere map mode for me is crazy. We already basically have painted the map. All I need to do is sphere fucking Ainu and Siberians. We've kind of, if we use the Nurse Reno method of open the sphere map mode to map paint, we've done it. We want the real map to eventually look like this, exactly like this, same color. We want the real map to eventually look like that. Of course, we need to work a lot more on Siberia. Thank you. Can we get Nurse Reno emotes in the chat for those channel members? And join the channel membership today. If you haven't already, join it. Join it now. Some Scots got banished to Hispaniola. I hope they don't cause any trouble. Yeah, there might be a Scottish rebellion of Cedo. I feel like exiling some clans there is going to lead to a revolt or something in the future. But we don't really know. It might not happen. Organic chemistry would be a good one to do now. There you go. The substates of Poland have changed colour. I don't know what that means, and don't tell me, but it tells you something. They seem to be distancing themselves. Poland, well, Prussia has gone more of blue, Lithuania has gone more purple, and the Ruthenians have gone yellow. Something is happening. They're still substates, but they're a different colour. They are less of the colour of Poland itself. Reply of the Muscovite Velika Russians. Few of us ever expected them to reply with such laconic conciseness. An ultimatum. Same as astounded. Merely a single word. No. Outrage. War with Muscovy. Poland and Muscovy. Poland. Oh, fucking hell. Burgundy joined on the side of Poland. That's war between Poland and Rus. 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 Here we go. No, isn't that a reference to some old painting of some Cossacks or something replying no to the Golden Horde or something? Because of Lithuania, I get vision without using debug fog of war, which I could use at any time to get vision of anything happening in the world. Spartan replied to Macedonia if. What's if in Greek anyway? What's the word they actually sent? Did they really do that? And you know what's the weirdest thing about Greek is that they use a semicolon as a question mark. What the fuck is that? What are they thinking? What's that? They use a semicolon to mean a question mark. I don't know why. Why can't they use a question mark? Does it look too much like a Greek letter? Actually, I think it does. I think there's this Greek letter that looks a little bit like a question mark, like a letter S or something in that alphabet. Stanislav Habsburg fighting for Rus? I don't know what's going on. What's that? The Laconian if? Aika? Is it Aika? Or Aiko? Oh, can't really read it on my small monitor, small secondary screen. Tiny little Greek writing. It's Ahika. Ahika. And the reason I ask about what the actual translation for if in Greek or Laconian Greek is, lots of languages do things differently. Languages might not have a direct translation even for the word if, at least in a context like that. There could be some different thing going on. No examples of that spring to mind. But there are certain phrases, certain iconic phrases in history that only really work in a language. Like Napoleon saying "L'état c'est moi." Kind of, how do you really translate that into English? You could say "I am the state" or "the state, it's me." It doesn't really go in perfectly. It wasn't Napoleon, it was Louis. Yeah, you know what I mean. You do realise that that's not the point of what I was talking about, though. Who said it doesn't matter. And what was being said and how it translates to other languages is actually what I was talking about. You realise that? You do know that, right? Yeah, you know what I mean. Also, the dispute between the Orthodox and Catholic schism, the filioque thing, it's a Latin thing. I think what it translates to is the word and, but in Latin it's a suffix added to the end of one of the words, que, at the end. So it's like not even its own word, but it's a thing they add to the end. So that's like an interesting thing where language really matters. So, home rule in New Mercia. And yes, ever since the establishment of New Mercia, I don't know what that is, the Beonians have been pushing the limits of their autonomy. So this is, yeah, earlier in the game, I agreed to let Beornian people move into my land, here, the bit of Chile that I own, which is technically a place called New Mercia. I've let Beornians get a little bit of self-government there, LARP-wise. So now they want more autonomy, and I really would like to give them that puppet, yeah. I mean, there's a bit of a dispute between them and the Mapuche, and I can make both of them two different puppets, but I remember hearing that Ivan the Fearsome has an alternate translation. Yeah, the name of kings and their fucking nicknames, they have lots of different translations in different languages. French kings spring to mind again. You get things like Louis le Bon, Philip the Good, or some things like that. The Fair. They might not make so much sense in English, but they make more sense in their native language. Greek has a lot of different ways to say if depending on context. Yeah, that's what I mean. The word if in English is pretty straightforward, and when you do a thing like if in a response, it kind of makes clear sense in English. Anyway, yes, let's allow the Beornians to have a little semi-autonomous bit, because it's funny. And I got a massive rebellion there. This place accepts Beornian, English, and Scandinavian. Cool. So the few Scandinavians that moved there earlier, they have a home. Although it's majority native, though. Poland is kicking the Tsardom of Russia's arse. They just won. So that means they would have probably taken a war goal to enact a treaty on Russia. And now we can sit here and wait and see what that treaty is when the actual border changes and the event fires. Yes, people in chat are debating the actual historical merits of the alleged attribution of l'état c'est moi to Louis XIV. But yes, Power of the Tsars is reminding them that my point was about language. Okay, so they expanded Lithuania massively, which is good for me because that's my sphereling. Thank you so much, Poland, for extremely expanding my sphere. I appreciate that, Poland. Dziękuję. You can't say they aren't good to me. Sigismund abdicates Bohemia. It's over. Something happened in South America. San Salvador. The one big country, the one large-looking country in Central America there, balkanized even more. You can't expect any Latin American country to stay together for more than 5 minutes. All right, we're making states out of these random places in the center of America. Okay. It's fine now because we are connected to it through a puppet. I could release one of these, and also Plantagenet reformed. I don't know if that's a, what do you call it, the Louisiane victory or a État Acadien victory. The flag looks like l'État Acadien victory, but it could be the Louisians. But I really don't think that that is a Cowboy King victory. I doubt that. It's Acadian victory. And they're the ones that went bankrupt mid-war. The Sindhi Protectorate, we have... Okay, Burgundy really went all out on India. Okay. And yes, we'll inherit Sind, by the way. Imperial alliance has collapsed. Oh my god. The glorious alliance between Burgundy and Scandinavia has finally collapsed the day after the beginning of what is now known as the parliamentary crisis. The alliance was first created to fight German revolutionaries and expanded to Bohemian expansion. It's over. It's over. We must find an alternative alliances as soon as possible or risk the complete destruction of the Baltic Mare Nostrum. Aww. Whoa, hold on. It's nice to get Sind. That's cute. We're just over here colonizing Pakistan, really. Hopefully we inherit Baroda. So organize Malustan. What's that? Pakistan. Okay. Basically, yeah, just Pakistan. Giving it cores and shit. All I need to get cores on the Baltic, which includes Lithuania and all that, is well, a revolution and counter-revolution, or I believe the Commonwealth maybe not existing. Goey says, Jean the Based is control of Burgundy. Jean le Basé. Basé sur quoi? Okay, I don't really want to directly map paint. Really. I mean, we don't even have low infamy costs yet from nationalism and imperialism anyway. So, diplomacy and alliances. Oh, Punjab, okay. Fine, sure. I get an event to do it, I'll do it. And it's free infamy-wise, it looks like, anyway. Sure. I'll do that. I'll bring a couple of stacks. A stack stays in Edinburgh. I'll bring these 2 stacks. We've got to intervene in India. Let's go. Burgundy's at war. Some crazy crisis war for Burgundy's happening. What's the war? It is actually... Oh! Of course I'll inherit Baroda too. This is fun. There are Indian wars going on. It is big Indian wars. It looks like Poland broke out of the Burgundian sphere and Spain went to war with Burgundy. It's fucking crazy. This is a crazy time, actually. Nice to get little Gujarat there. Good stuff. Great little bit of map painting. The end of Muscovy already. That didn't last long. That didn't last long at all. What's this? Lithuania's being sieged. It's... Fuck knows, mate. What? Moscow. That's LARP. Anyway, Muscovy dies. The Moscow Patriarchate. They die. That didn't last long. But yeah, I saved my alliance with Burgundy. I didn't go in on the crisis war. Only for them to stab me in the back later. Perfidious. Perfidious of them. How are we looking for the Suez Canal? I think I'll try and sphere the Ottomans a little bit. Another tech that we might need for the Scotland things. That's what we were going to go for. Scotland techs. Support a General Rada of the Rus. Does this... Okay, I can help Ruthenians break away from Poland. That's quite fun. Lordship of Ruthenia in my sphere of influence. Okay, let's do that. We'll go for it. We want steamers, but that comes in 1860. Market regulations. We'll get that. Just grab that now. Get as many of them early as we can, and then follow up with the rest when they unlock. Spain continuously tries to spear Hungary, and I will be competing with the DM for Turkey. Funding the army. Expensive. Expensive. Very, very expensive. Citizenship policy, don't care. Punjab doesn't even have an army. The Year of Abundance. Great stuff. Generic events, I think. Don't even need to send as many armies to India as I am. But they're already on their way, so. Mughal Empire also fucking dead, but they're already dead anyway. They're gone. There's nothing left of them. Something happening in Bengal. Bengal has 117 troops. They may be low on tech, but it's something. I don't think the AI Europeans can deal with that. Let's see what this means. Okay, yeah. Bengal has that many brigades on paper, but they're actually attritioned and unreinforced to absolute death. So Spain will actually win. I got that one completely wrong. I called it wrong. Punjab just expanded into the Mughals. They got the United Provinces. Am I annexing Punjab? What the fuck? Annex Punjab, yes. I think I get much more land out of this. Oh. Bit weird on the map. It will look a bit weird on the map. Oh, how about a bit of manual conquest in the Sadozai Kingdom? Nah, we can't. That's the capital there. We would map paint ugly if I went around that. Kingdom of Crimea. Gigantic Kazani nationalists, and they don't have access to deal with it. Fascinating. You know, a good bit of map painting would be to finish off the entire Philippines, actually. I don't know if I sphered them, there's an event to inherit them, there probably is. But I'm using up all my sphere points so much elsewhere. You know? Laofang Botanical Expedition, sure, why not? So, let's see if let's manually map paint the rest of the Philippines. Establish protectorate for 15. Oh, that makes you have second thoughts. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to take the hit. Let's maybe hope for a bit of good luck and not take all the hit. But I feel like I've got to do something. My only concern is with Infamy that I take a hit now and it's below 25 and I'm okay. But then an event comes along where I have to spend Infamy to get some nice bit of lower map painting. That's the concern. Oh, Bargany comes asking for mill access now, do they, after all that? Looks like we're getting rather lucky with the Infamy hit. Which doesn't really matter anyway, because if you've watched my single player runs before, you know that I basically don't play with Infamy. Basically. What resources do the South Philippines even have? They actually have fantastic resources. It's 2 iron provinces. And that's in vanilla and every other mod too. So actually a fantastic thing to get. Slovakian, you can deal with that, Hungary. You can kill Mountain General's men there, can't you? The Indian thing is good though. I feel like we're entitled to have a chunk of India to keep up with Bargany and the dual monarchy and Spain. Well, Bengal seems to be independent. So yeah, and we did it without effort, we did it without manually justifying and all that shit. So it's a great way of going about it. Damn Mountain Journal, that's a blast from the past. I think he's very much around in the present. Maybe you personally watched him in the past and then don't now, but still going as far as I'm aware. At least I follow him on Twitter and he's always posting there. Alright now, we actually got a complete non-infamy hit on that. That's insane. Oh, wow. In before the dual monarchy had it in its sphere and they intervened. No, it was me that had it friendly, if anything. Which highly suggests that I could have just sphered it and gotten an event to inherit it. I'm willing to bet money that that would really happen if I just sphered them. .2 infamy. Okay. The Sublime Porte, Turkey, absolutely falling apart. This is like their day one rebellion all over again, but worse. They've got Egyptian nationalists. They've got Mashriki patriots down in Syria. Al-Quds, Palestine is already free. Kurd, this is actually mental. That's crazy. So when Egypt goes free, we'll be going into that, probably sphering it. Maybe go conquest directly, actually. That'll be fun. Propping up Turkey also could, because we are close to sphering them, but, oh, you know, it's fun to not do that and just let them die. Let them balkanize. It'll be fun. So I feel like a nice military attack will just generally be good for us now. That's good map paint. There you go. Establish protectorate over Delhi. Ah, great stuff. I'm enjoying myself. It's good. It's good. Drop a super chat. Join the membership. By the way. Oh, Burgundy going in on Bengal now. I don't like Burgundy anymore. They declined. They broke the alliance, and they're spitting in my face, and they're now just utterly matte painting India and getting strong. Getting way too big for their boots. I hope the dual monarchy takes them down. Scandinavian Mindanao is a state. Okay then. Right. How did that... No. What? No. Sorry. Just because I see unemployed craftsmen in it doesn't mean it's a state. It's not a state. It's a colony with unemployed craftsmen, which is an annoying thing in itself, but it's not a state. And who should Scandinavia's great power ally be? That's a great question. The dual monarchy doesn't have a great power ally. Wouldn't it be ironic? No. Do I? Who? I apparently I have a great power alliance. Who would that be? Well, either I do or the dual monarchy does, because it says too many great power allies. Commonwealth that dual monarchy is allied to isn't one. Who's my great power ally? Do I have one? Or is it just they don't want any great power allies? Like no great powers are allowed to ally each other unless it's scripted. Hungary GP? Nah. Sphereling. The Belgian Confederacy is a GP and they were my ally, but they're not my ally anymore. They left me. Crown Colony of Vinland, rank 21 by the way. That's why you want to separate it from Masgaland, because it might be strong enough to become a great fucking power if you don't balkanize it and keep them as small as possible. If you maximize Vinland, if you give them Masgaland and the Skrælings and maybe even Ronst, they'll be fucking crazy. No, I already said Poland's not a GP. Oh, wouldn't it be great if Victoria 2 had like the macro builder thing, the diplomatic interactions panel, where you could just scroll through all the potential countries that would accept an alliance with you? Wouldn't it be great if Victoria 2 had that and wasn't a true classic GSG experience that just makes you figure out things on your own? The thing about EU5 is it's a return to classic grand strategy in many, many ways, but it is also a modern paradox game which does offer big macro automation options, which is unprecedented really and new. Venice is a GP. Great fucking find, Ballin Stalin. You found it. You found the answer. I'm allied to Venice, who's a great power, thank you. They have the Italian Confederation rank 9 in their sphere. Is Venice really a good ally? They're shite. They're shite. You know what? They're shite. What if... Oh, the dual monarchy would accept. But I actually just got 2 great power allies cheekily. The Belgians offered me one, and then I offered the dual monarchy in the meantime, so I exploited 2 great power allies. I feel like one of them will automatically dissolve. Probably. But that's funny. That's just a great exploit from me there. I was artificially propping Venice up, absolutely. They deserve to fall. Illyria deserves to come in and take all of Croatia. The Italian Confederation deserves to rise up. Egypt. Sphere. How much infamy and shit would conquering them be? I can demand concession Sinai. No one else is fearing them though. At this time. You know what? I'm just manually taking Sinai. I think that's fun. What do you need to do to fix the Scots? I need to take a series of decisions here. This one, which just requires screw-propelled steamers, which is 1860 tech that we'll get next. Invest in the Highlands needs investment banks, which is later. And man the English border is another one. Joe asks, why ally the DM? Don't you want England? It's true. It's true I don't really want the DM as an ally, but it was just memeing. The Belgian Confederacy is an alliance that is something I had before and makes a lot of sense and is a good alliance. Do I really want the Sphere Turkey anymore? No, I don't. Fuck that. I've been paying about 300 ducats or pounds in interest for ages. I'm actually insanely in debt right now. I'm actually 800k in debt. And that's for just relatively short spells of funding my army, which I need to do again to take Sinai. So that's not good. Egypt has a starting army because the rebels that turned Egypt independent become armies. But they're only going to be irregulars, I think. party that I have is bad just because they don't allow tariffs. Let's save research points for 1860 Navy tech, by the way. It's a really important tech that offers us a lot of decisions. So we'll get that. We'll save points. Also, soon we've got to look into Suez Canal building right after this. I'm sorry, Brem, you're my puppet, and they went bankrupt. Whenever one of my feelings or puppets goes bankrupt in Vic 2, I feel a little bit bad. I feel maybe my tariffs are too high, but again, it can't be tariffs with this economy. But, yeah. Isn't there a research point tech in 1860? Yeah, but in multiplayer I would get that, but come on. Where do you think we are right now? Iraq joined the war. That's cute. Very, very cute. Plus, research point text and fanfork aren't as immediately important. They're divided into inventions. No, I don't think you're actually... I'm not getting the research point tech immediately, but I don't think you're right. I still think, even if the research point things go into inventions rather than the direct technology, it's still really good to get them. Really cool, epically named Chinese wars happening. Great Shun is back. Oh shit, we can do the Ruthenian thing. But let's hold on to that. Let's hold on to that until the Egypt thing is over. I don't know if there's any reason to or not, but... Also, hello Mars, Faye, good to see you. That's not a splendid idea, actually. Fuck the World's Fair now. Oh, that's a colonization. We can get a little bit of Angola. We can get much more of Zorao. Why not? Well, we can. Any cheeky islands anywhere? No. America? No. Okay, and Sphering Mianjin is another great thing. That ties into the steamer tech as well, actually, which I need to actually click on. Because I think there's a thingy for that with the steamer tech, or it might be the Yaluo. You know what I mean. Michael Hambro's on the army, that can only mean one thing. We're going in. How much tech? 5 tech, not bad. Coup wins, Yang forever lame. What an odd event. What does that mean? Someone's got to explain that. Let me just win the battle. Let me just win the battle. Okay. Suez Canal Zone achieved. Now let's look into the General Rada of the Rus. That'll be funny. Boom. The Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth is struggling to contain its restive Ruthenian population. Okay. Commonwealth in chaos would be a great opportunity for us. Ruthenian nationalists, I've given them aid. Agitating the Commonwealth Eastern lands into revolution, which isn't, it's only really this lordship. If we went to war with the Commonwealth, Lithuania wouldn't join it because they're my sphere. Unless they do because it's a sub-state, not a puppet. Also, the Commonwealth is fucking strong. They have 83 brigades and they did kick Russia's arse. I would have to seriously try and move things back to Europe if I went to war with them. There would be a little bit of effort required. I feel like I should have transports ready to take my American troops back. Oh god, yeah, the fucking army and the debt. Oh my lord. That's true. Oh fuck me, I'm competing. I'm competing with Burgundy and the DM. Oh god. And I don't have more colonial points than that. But you know what? These races aren't that urgent to win or to compete for. I can let them have them again. A colonial crisis against a gigantic great power is actually horrible. It would be a terrible thing. It's genuinely, it's inconvenient, weird, stressful. I would not want to do that. I'd really be against worrying. I would rather pull out than fight any crisis war. They're not good. They're not fun. What nationalist rebels are coming up? Punjabi patriots. We've got troops in India. Mulasani. We have got lots of Indian rebels potentially happening, but I have stacks there. The Riga Guard is in town, so... Oh, yeah, they really all have a lot more colonial power. Okay. I am going to get level 3 ports. So, the Patagonian claims of the Mapuche is a bit weird because I already gave a lot of that to fucking thingy, but I'm going to do it. What did that do? I think it did nothing. No, it gave me Patagonia, so that's actually fantastic. And I can rename them. Isn't that great? St. Ansgar. So we just took all of that and gave it Scandinavian names. Great. And now we inherit Yaluo. The League of Yaluo in southern Australia, off the coast of our Vargo colony, had always tried to hold us at arm's reach. We sought to respect their customs despite their tight regulations on Scandinavian trade, but their aggression against Scandinavian citizens forced us to take control of Qing Shui and install a Scandinavian resident to arbitrate Yaluo's policies. So we're just gonna grab it. Okay. 3 in for me. Boom. There's a Rao coal rush. We just get some coal there. Great. Isn't that wonderful, everyone? Don't you just love it? Wow. We expanded our matte painting in Jurao. Amazing. It's weird to have this as colonies because these are civilized countries that are probably better off as puppets, but whatever. It's fantastic. more coal. And that's a lot of troops. I don't think I want too much of an American garrison anymore. Nothing's really happening there. Big Burgundian war against Leovind and Flanders. This is South African shit. Okay. The Huzen War. Now, there was another thing from Mianjin as well. Oh, well, I have ironclads, but can I actually build them? I don't think I have the ports. No, I can build them. Then that should give me the colonial power. Don't abbreviate that. Like, I'm getting the colonial bug, but I'm quickly clicking off and onto the colony and getting rid of the colonial bug. The places in Jura that I annexed were so advanced that there are unemployed craftsmen waiting in them. Oh, this is... Wait. The wage yoke thingy? What? These decisions seem to be bugged. Wait, hold on. The wage yoke concession 1. I had to do this before 1860 while Mianjin was in my sphere. And then there's another one that says also before 1860 Yaluo was in my sphere, which I already did. Seems to be a bit fucked. Seems to be a bit fucked there, ladies and gentlemen. Support a General Rada of the Rus? Didn't I already do that? There goes the Commonwealth. The decision is there again, but I think it might already be underway. It's like already in the works, already happening, behind the scenes. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? Incoming delusion, the Commonwealth. Alright, shit, here we go. Right. Yes. Kiev! Let's help Kiev. We gotta do it. Yeah. Sphere them, alliance, delusion, the Commonwealth. This could be a big war against the Commonwealth that could be difficult, but I feel like the word deluge being mentioned shows that they will also suffer from other people. By the way, the channel needs support, we need donations, we need super chats, but I made a gigantic appeal at the start of the stream for this fucking Stream Elements donation link, which is linked on Twitch, but you can use it from anywhere. And did we get any to just get over the fucking payment threshold? It's been there for months, nothing. How hard is it to get one donation on that link for months on end? What do I have to do? You want me to do a little dance for you? At least the 14 Twitch viewers? Come on. Pinned, please. Anyway, and over on YouTube, I know you're cool. YouTube people know what to do. Super chats. But, oh god, funding the army? Jesus Christ. The things we have to do in this game. It's suffering. Funding my army? I can't believe it. Why would I do that? It'll be a two-pronged war coming in from Pomerania and the Baltics if I have to fight Poland, which I think I do. I think we're just gearing up for it right now. Kiev, oh my god, they're huge! They took half of Lithuania, which was my sphere, but then so is Kiev anyway. What the fuck? Did they just cave into this? No, no, they didn't. It's a war. It's actually against the Zaporozhian host. And the Donetskian host. The Ruthenian Republic. Whoa, whoa. Everything is changing. They just became more of a Polish colour. What? Okay. Venice. Venice is no longer a great power, so they're safe to ally. And yeah, what the fuck is going on? Kiev just teleported into existence. Teleports behind you. The deluge. Now they're decking on the Ruthenian Republic. There's the war. And that involves Lithuania and everyone. Here we go. But look at the troops. Fucking, oh my god, that's brutal. Street fighting everywhere. Kievian, Ruthenian troops all spawned out of Poland. It's, wow. The Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth has never lacked enemies. All of its old foes have fallen on us at once. The Ruthenian Revolution, Hetman Volodymyr Doroshenko. Yeah. Are they at war with anyone else crazy? No, just us for now. Bohemia, no. So we're coming in from the north. Coming in from the north as well. Bringing all the Russian, Finnish, regional troops down. Albania, sure. And I'm calling in puppets and spherelings. Call in puppets and spherelings. I mean, you know, what else are they for if not to call into wars and shit? What are they for? What's the bloody point of them otherwise? Intervention in the East Indies, my fucking god. I don't have money for that. How much is that? This is putting me to war with Burgundy. What the hell? The outbreak of war in Burgundy? Oh, Burgundy, what the hell is going on? Burgundian gigantic civil war. Is that £1 million or £100,000 to give me a 60% chance of rebellions? I'm going to do it, but I just need to read the number of zeros. If that's 100,000, I can afford it. Okay? To give me a 60-40 chance. It's 100,000. Yeah. Yeah. What happened? Looks like there was a revolt there. Wow. Okay. Crazy. What the fuck? Everything goes to shit in a matter of minutes. But I do get healthcare reforms out of this, so. Can't complain too much. Also, God, funding the navy in case we fight Burgundy and have to blockade Poland too. Oh my God, I'm in the marshes of Lithuania. The Hamburg massacre. What the fuck is going on now? The Hamburg massacre. When I started streaming Scandinavia, people were warning me about shit like, "Oh, you're in for it." But shit is really hitting the fan now. Insert that one Lenin quote, says Kobe. Yeah. There are years where nothing happens and then months, days, weeks when a month happens. You know what I mean. It's one of those things. The city of Hamburg became a battleground of German revolutionaries and Scandi loyalists. We called in the Holstein militia. Bad idea. What are we thinking with that one? Okay. It's killed some Hamburg people and pissed off Germans a lot. Right. I'm going to micro my 4 attack over from Suez, and he should be transported. That stack should be transported. Hambro. Attack Poland here. Wait, Bohemia's there too. What the fuck? Bohemia's in this. Poland is... It's over. I don't even need to try that hard. I don't even need to bring all that many troops over. It's over. It's cool. Bohemia is in this, mate. I suppose Lithuania has a lot of troops. But what the fuck? It's over. It's over. What? The Bohemian ultimatum? What? Yeah, what? The Great Northern? Oh my god! This is unhinged. We're mobilizing. Maybe I will bring troops down. What the fuck? It's unhinged. Deluge. Delusional. Delusional times. It's an outrage. We're fighting on the same side against Poland, you fools. Michael Hambro, get ready to just attack them. What the fuck is going on? Yeah, I'm thinking we're mobilizing. I'm thinking we need to hit that button for once. And I need access from them. What the fuck? And the war goal? The war goal is just Kievan Republic acquires one region. The Deluge, though. The Deluge is a separate war which involves a treaty on the Commonwealth. What? The Kievan Liberation. Okay, that's a red herring war. That's just a... That's a war that the Kievians just declared on some hosts. That's a separate AI unscripted war. The Deluge is the real war which involves a treaty on Poland. Where... Okay. There's Bohemia. Everyone joined me. All my millions of allies have joined me with this one. Finland will eventually send troops over by sea. So we're fighting Bohemia now. They picked a strange time to do this, to say it the least. They could have picked any other time where we weren't already fighting together against a common foe. Even more of my allies join. The dual monarchy? The dual monarchy joined. This gets funnier and funnier by the second. I called in two great powers I exploited. We got... and now there's the Burgundian Civil War. There it is. Does the dual monarchy even manage to get over here? Am I winning that? I don't know if I win that battle. We'll see. Need to reinforce it. Oh god. I've got a 3 attack, but don't I have another 4? No. I do have another 4 attack. He's needing something. Ponyevich. He's here. Oh, Michael Douglas, attack! Go on, Michael Douglas. Get them. Yes, Michael Douglas. Okay. We won that, now attack that. The fuck's that? Okay. The Nea Hope War. New Flanders? No, that's nothing to do with it. Go through all the allies. Saxon intervention. Alright. It was Saxony. Spain allies me. Spain, join all my wars. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thank you, Spain. Okay. We've been outflanked by Saxony. They have attacked me. Okay. Right. Are they big? No, 13 brigades. Nothing to worry about with them. Okay. Alright. When it all happens, it all fucking happens at once. Right? Otto Jardine, our original 4 attack. Remember him. Michael Douglas, with a 9 roll, crushed the Lithuanians. And every ally and feeling I have under the sun has joined that. We also have Hungary. Riots send in the army. No, not kill pops. So Hungary is also in every war. Not every war, actually, just Bohemia. It's great that Hungary joined against Bohemia, because Bohemia sent half its army down there. Great. Okay, good. Surely we get some super chats and donations and all that now. It's got to be the time. It's time. It's a hype moment. It's an aura and hype moment. I love you, Michael Douglas, but we need a better general to go into that one. I don't have any. Actually, on you go, Michael Douglas. You've got this. And yeah, send the navy out. One there, because that's all we're really doing. Now, my 4 defense is there. Because I am being attacked by Bohemia. We win that anyway, it's fine. Faye says, I'm not home yet. Okay, don't worry about it. Now, like that. When it said the deluge and all this shit, it was really true. That this is an utter fucking black hole in Poland and Bohemia and everywhere. It's utter madness. Utter hell. Just broke loose. Multi-sided wars that no one knows who's fighting who. Like there's Poland and Bohemia fighting a battle there. I could sit there and wait to see who wins. Michael Douglas won his operation over there. Good job, Michael Douglas. Bohemia declared because of another series of events that has nothing to do with Poland. Yeah, I know. I get that. I get it, okay. I get it.
Ho ho ho. Your navy is encircled.
It's a hype moment, apparently.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Real Dark Peterson. Thank you so much for the 50 Norwegian kroner. Yes, that's it. Scandinavian donations are particularly appreciated right now, given the circumstances. I don't feel like attacking with mobs over in Saxony. Lithuanian offensive. Michael Douglas, you're up again. Go attack. Have some support this time. We got attacked there. Forward defense, where are you? Forward defense, go. Oh my god, Michael Douglas, we're crushing Lithuania over and over again. You're insane. Go on again. Is it possible to get a brief view of how Europe's looking? No, not right now. Not right now. We're good. Hungary got rebels. Hungary got crushed. But they're great because they're like a meat shield. Thank you, Hungary. Your service is appreciated. I will never forget your sacrifice. Economy. Okay, we can defund education and all these things a little bit. It's actually getting maybe a little bit bad. Military tech needed. Michael Hambro, I want you on the offensive. Forward defense, stay there. You. Attack 2 is fine. Okay. This attack here needs more. We have won against Poland. It's over. The deluge aspect of it is done. Now we go over to Bohemia with everything and continue that front. Great. I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do to Poland. Good job, boys. One aspect of this we've won. Who's this? Venice is coming to assist me against Saxony. You can't make this shit up. I lost the Battle of Gorlitz. Don't reinforce that, everyone. It's too fast right now. Everything is where they followed up on me. Defense General. Where's Defensey boy? He's gone. We don't know where. It's too fast. Whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down. Attack that. The annexation of West Prussia. Here we go. Okay. Right. Brilliant. Beautiful. Belgian sieging down Lüneburg. Thank you, Belgian Confederacy. You can't pass through neutral territory. So, West Prussia's in safe hands. That's good. Okay. All of that shit instantly mine. Free City of Danzig. It gets annexed anyway. No such thing as the Free City of Danzig. The end of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. This is insane. Lithuania stays in my sphere. They won't ally, but I'm sure we can repair relations after what we just went through. We got the Ruthenian Republic. End of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. This is funny. We got Dominia Maris Balti. Where are you? 8 infamy is something we can take. Duchy of Prussia gets cores. Well, it's not much. It just gives me cores over that. So I'm just going to click it. Sometimes you want to click a decision anyway, just because you might unlock more decisions after it. Maybe. Don't really know. So that gave me cores over that. And I accept the Balter pop. So I got... Basically, Prussia is a totally coordinate accepted area for me. Really good. I don't upgrade a port. Your economy is actually in free fall. Don't worry about ports right now. Now we just mop up Bohemia. The Lithuanian situation is even more. The victory of Ruthenian rebels, the Grand Duchy of Lithuania in turn. Its eastern lands have been seized by Ruthenia, leaving only a rump state in the west which cannot survive. The White Army has gone to Vilna to make a stand. The matter of Prussia. Prussia demands annexation. Nothing actually happened to Lithuania. The border just changed. The Vilnius War. What the hell? Oh my god. I like to think I am playing it slowly. You know? I think I am playing slow here. So we got Lithuania. We painted that. And there's a rump state of Polotsk, which is in my sphere, may I remind you. Which is probably going to get annexed by Ruthenia, or me, or both of us. Great Northern War, Saxon intervention. I'm going to... Is it? That's me annexing the Polotsk. That's me annexing that. I just get all of that. Cool. I get the eastern bit that they originally took from Muscovy as well. So, on you go, Michael Douglas. Let's get in here. Ruthenian Republic, Great Sphere. It's just chaos. Utter Fucking madness. Just insanity. Yeah, I love it though. I do have the whole Baltic, which wasn't an explicit goal of the campaign, but it's something nice that I did. And yes, Ingria is a puppet, which I can annex later. What the hell? Bohemia's winning a battle? Didn't expect that. Bohemia has actually sort of consolidated something around here. Balta's privileges are going all over Prussia. Keep that in mind. We've got to get rid of that.
Ho ho ho. Your navy is encircled.
Hey Spud, happy Christmas. Your campaign case in DoD has inspired me in EU 5 MP. The next for me in Italy.
Sorry, I'll respond to that in a minute, but Bohemia actually just started going insane. Massively. They have millions who must die. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Slow down. Follow up. We're losing some battles. Thank you, Tay, so much for the 200 kroner. Happy Christmas to you too. And enjoy your EU5 MP, my friend. Thank you. Hold on a minute. I'm losing a battle or two. Wait a minute. Slow down. If I have my good attack generals, I'd do an attack. I think I got a couple of stacks wiped here, you know. Michael Hambro's stack got wiped.
Ho ho ho. Your navy is encircled.
Mr. President af second 200 has hit the chat.
Thank you so much. You're only doing it because of the Danish text-to-speech I've got on. Oh, that's not laissez-faire, it's fine. Thank you. Thank you for another 200 Danish kroner. You're so generous. Thank you so much. And victory against Bohemia. There we go. Now we just have a couple of weird Eastern wars to wrap up. Who could have seen this victory coming? I just didn't expect it. As you can see, I did get some stacks wiped. You saw that. I lost loads of troops. A couple of stacks wiped by Bohemia there. Shoddy gameplay. Shoddy. I should do better than this. I'm still fighting... what you call them? I'm fighting Saxony, but all my allies came over here. Amazzoni, who I didn't even realise I was allied with. Vinland. San Marcos Republic. Masculand. Belgian Confederacy. And Venice again. The invasion of Saxony is just an absolute gathering of all my different great allies and friends. It's such a nice place. It's Avengers Assemble, says Dudugs, yes. The Avengers of Scandinavia. One could even say, wait, hold on a minute, the war's over. What happened? Whoa, 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 I didn't get a pop-up. What happened there? I apologise if I'm actually just missing shit. But I gained Brandenburg as a Sphereling. Okay, cool. And they hate me for some reason. And Electoral Saxony as a Sphereling. Okay, what the hell? Poland balkanized to fuck even more. Sorry, let's slow down a bit. What happened? maybe I should unpause to see if events pop up and tell me. There's now 2 Saxonies. New Courland will gain a core on. Oh my god, it's the island that I did the population tracker. Sweaty Andrew. And I take it. So, and by the way, the island starts with like 13k pops. And yes, there was a big population tracker growth on this island this campaign. It's up to 70k now, and it's mostly Polish. Of course, because it was Polish. Oh my god, we need to take a breather. What the fuck? So that's Brandenburg electoral Saxony. Not any Saxony, just electoral Saxony. There's 2 Saxonies. One of them is electoral and one of them is just Saxony. Just plain old Saxony. Nothing crazy, just Saxony. Just your average standard, bog standard Saxony, and then electoral Saxony. And yes, the Burgundian Civil War is happening. And what happened in the East Indies during this? The East India Company sort of goes independent and we annex the Polotsk. That's mine now. I guess that's an inroad into Russia. And now we're just waiting for the Ruthenians to kill these Danubian, not Danubian, hosts. Oh, the matter of Saxony. Scandinavian offers us leadership of an Albion Federation. I'm not offering you that. Sorry, I don't want an Albion Federation on my border. I didn't do all this just to form the Albions. I'm sure it's different from multiplayer. The continued existence of an independent Saxony is an obstacle to the consolidation in northern Germany. So we offer Saxony membership of the United Albion Federation under our authority in exchange for giving Saxony and its elites a leading role. Okay. Which Saxony do you refer to though? Okay. The Albion League. Formation of the Albion Federation. That looks big. That looks too big to be a successful puppet. That's going to be a GP. I'm worried. So the heads of state, they've met in Lübeck, plan a unified Albion Federation. Yeah. Scandinavia should be the arbiter of its foreign policy. And I do have the right to assume its armed forces because they are my puppet. They're yet to recover from the hollowing. Yeah. They're shit. They deserve no less. They have way too much prestige. The Albions do. That's why they might become a GP. I preferred the idea of all the puppets. I preferred the idea of Brandenburg and all of them, you know. I was more comfortable with those different ones. Oh, fucking hell. Take a breather, everyone. Is anyone alive on Twitch chat, by the way? Okay. I'll accept the fact that I'm never going to get a donation that will put me over the threshold to actually get a payout for the stream elements. Okay, sure. You've decided that's fine, okay? I won't ever get that. But surely we can at least chat over there. First chat message since Selvaria was there like 2 hours ago. Acquire Zaporozhye and Zaporozhye version are there. And now we're at peace. And we have painted a fat map. It's fat. Sigafrith asks, how short are you on the stream elements limit? I'll let me give you the exact number. The payout is £5. I have £4.87 in my stream elements balance. And have done for like 5 months, by the way. Am I even streaming on Twitch? I'm offline. Wait. I'm offline on Twitch. What the hell? Hold on. Did I disconnect from Twitch? No. That was just a minor blip. Tice himself went over to Twitch. The sad thing about multi-streaming is whenever I ask Twitch chat to get active again, someone from YouTube goes over and makes them look even worse. Because I see someone chatting and I'm like, oh, Twitch is alive. But it was only just a YouTuber who felt bad for them. And by a YouTuber, I mean a YouTube chatter, not a YouTuber. Just dire times over there on Twitch. You were here first? So Tace, you are normally a Twitch man, actually. Okay. San Marcos Republic on Futa Jalon? Fuck off. Fuck right off with that. Yeah, I'm not joining. It's a really good map. And let's get some healthcare. It's a really nice, beautiful Mare Balticums map.
Get to your payout.
Is that it? We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. Did you give me the 13 pence? I need to check how much it actually was. I can't really see the alert directly on Twitch. I need to go to Stream Elements. Where is it? Where is it? Pending balance 0.73 pounds. We got 73p. We did it. We're over the threshold when that officially comes in later. Thank you so much. My Christmas is saved. Thank you so much. Wait, let me just get... it was Siegfried, the guy who asked. Siegfried. Oh, we're saved. Christmas is saved. Merry Christmas. Scrooge BTFO. I actually read A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens last year. A really nice, fancy edition of the book I got as a present. From a special someone. Not going to read it again this year. But Scrooge, utterly BTFO. Overall though, I'm not really feeling Christmassy. I've tried to create some Christmas vibes with this stream and this theme of Scandinavia. But I'm really not there. I haven't felt proper Christmas vibes since my childhood. It doesn't exist anymore. Part of the source says, my family watches How the Grinch Stole Christmas every year. I like having those little traditions. Yeah. Yeah. Every family has its own little things they do at Christmas. Pretty unique little traditions. We do. Sudur Hefrisjar. And all I know is this must be about those islands of Sado and all that. Because that's the name of the island in normal DoD. Published in 1862, the book The South Sea Islands from Hans Johannesson was soon recognised as a monument of Icelandic literature, inspired by the life of the author who lived in the colony of Sidoin, describes the poor Atlantic, something about slavery is abolished, the violence of the old masters and the freed workers, and the Afro-Kiscoyener are second-class citizens. Okay. I wish I had the time to read it. That's what I feel about the event. I wonder if the game ever lets me go on a wild conquesting rampage over the Siberians and northeastern Russians. Alleviate the hollowing. Okay. Promote Nordicism. Okay. Purge the Junkers. That would be getting rid of the bolters. Nationalism and imperialism. So I need Nordism first for that? Okay. 1890. Don't know exactly the details, but we'll do that. And invest into the Highlands. Investment banks. Can I do investment banks now? Investment banks, investment banks. No, 1870. Damn it. Man the English border. Blue and brown water schools. Point defense system. Let's get point defense system. I'm running out of colonial points, but I'm building ironclads, which should give me a lot. We can do the Royal North Sea Company. That's a good one. That's a really good one. It's expensive, but I can do it. Naval tech research. This helps Scotland. Looks like I defeated Burgundy in that one. I got one. Also, pay attention. Got to look closely at the temperature modifier thing because we don't want to go to a crisis war. The Dual Monarchy has way more colonial power than me. I might be able to beat Burgundy here, but I think I lose the north to the DM. Which isn't a bad thing anyway. It's fine. Oh, and the Suez Canal and the Goya Canal. If the Suez Canal decision isn't something that's visible now, it will come up later. I don't think it comes up now. I don't know. Oh, what's this? I think we can afford a bit of speed 3. Administrating Lithuania. Oh, we got some cool options, right? We have taken possession of Lithuania, including Vilnius, the Jerusalem of the North. I never heard that. Maybe it's to do with how the fact the city used to have like half of its population being Jews, but not anymore. The military has proposed that we simply proclaim Lithuania's annexation, forgoing integration in the name of keeping order. The Interior Ministry is split between Nordicists, who are just to establish the Balters as the new ruling class, pragmatists who advise using the Samagotian nationalist movement to create an autonomous territory. It could be reabsorbed if negotiations with Latvians are successful. Okay, this is interesting. Interesting. I've got options. If the latter two plans fail, they may fail if we do not compromise with either the Balters or the Balts in the future. I already have Balter accepted. I feel if I go down some route, I can maybe get Lithuanian accepted later. I can reabsorb them if I release them as temporary puppets. Chat, I'm going to look to you for some advice on this one. What do you think? And what could I do here? And I want to get... I don't mind releasing a temporary puppet, with maybe getting them accepted later. By Samagotian, what does that mean? Is that another word for Lithuanians and Baltic people? Latvians? I already have Balter accepted, right? So I don't think I need to create a Balter nation that I could later compromise with and get them accepted later. If I do a Samagotian puppet, there could be an option to get Lithuanian accepted. You can go either with the Baltars in the Baltic or the Estonians, Latvians and Lithuanians. I choose between them. Okay. I already have Baltar now. And Baltar includes a lot of Prussia, which is a lot of people. I feel like sticking with the Baltars is good. Different ethnos from Lithuanians are actually being used as a fifth column against all Lithuanian elites. Jesus Christ, it's complex. So if I just click it's fine as it is, I keep it all and I keep Baltar accepted. I'm going to do that. I would much rather do it that way. Also, the Ruthenian Republic's going to hate me because I have cores that belong to them. Gotland expedition? Is that... okay, yeah. Go for it. Uncover the Gotland things. Go do your LARPing. The question of Bengal. Oh yeah, I forgot. I fucking completely forgot I have a port here. My god. Spain's already at war with it, but I'm going to Bengal, boys. Do I have any access options? Free event to take Bengal. The Sultan, what is this? The Sultan of Bengal. Oh, I'm not spending 50 in infamy, but I can instantly make them a puppet, so I'd rather do that. Or not. No, my god. Okay, so I got South Bengal. I got South Bengal, and the North became a puppet. All while they were already at war with Spain. This is why this wouldn't work in multiplayer, you know. For example. I could go round the north and connect my Bengal to the top of the other bit. I just annex Bihar. But the thing is, you never know when you might just get a sudden event to just randomly annex Bihar out of nowhere. See, all my conquest events are gone. Or most of it. Who knows what will happen? Then we can just spam more units out of it. I think after all that chaos, however, massive things have just happened. We're in 1863. I'm going to call the stream because I want to stop a bit earlier so I can get a bit extra little cheeky time to finish perfecting Exiled Netherlands Part 11 for tomorrow. Maybe catch a little bit of an Aberdeen football game too against Prague. So, like, that was an absolute wild ride, wasn't it? That was the chaos that I was promised. Those two things, Bohemia and Poland, were not necessarily meant to happen at the same time, but they could, and they did. The Bohemia War could have happened a lot earlier because of the events surrounding the Holy Roman Empire. But it happened later. Or maybe they're separate things. Maybe a different Bohemian War happens earlier than this one happens this time. I don't really know, and it's all fine. America calmed down. Eventually I want to come back here looking to go after Japan and the Northern Hokkaigan thing. Someone told me though that there is a thing to go after this in the future, like something scripted, something decision related. So I'm not going to rush to go to like a unilateral justification war against Japan when I think that that is coming in the future. So we're just going to stay calm in America. Also, some new country formed over here out of what was left of Qing Chu. Hussein, Presidential Republic. They accept Qing Chuan, which is the main culture. Okay, and the Koreans are free in the north. Booyah. So this Great Northern War always happens after the Hallowing. Okay, okay. The Southern Burgundian thing, the Kingdom of Burgundy is beating Burgundy. And the East India Company is kind of free. Burgundian, Brabantian, Dutch. I feel like they're probably going to end up reuniting with whichever Burgundy wins that. Not sure. But it looks like that might happen. Matte Paint got the Suez. Loads of fun stuff. Great stream in my opinion. And lots of generous support and super chats and a couple of memberships and Twitch subs. So that was very much appreciated. Thank you for that, everyone. If you have last minute things, now's the time. What do your pops look like now? Probably half Indian. It's very diverse. But Scandinavian does make up the biggest number at 20%. Followed by Punjabi. Followed by Other at the 3rd place. Other consisting of God knows what. But Bengali is 4th, Avari, Gujarati. Christiana is Filipino. Sindhi, Scottish, 3.9. Zorao. We've got enough of Zorao for them to be a distinct culture. Velika Russian, North Russians. Great Russians. Balters, who I accept. Lithuanian at 2.1. Shit though, I think number-wise, it might have been wiser to try and get all the Baltics, Lithuanians, Latvians, Estonians accepted instead of Balter. There are also Lithuanians in bits of land down here to expand into, arguably, but, you know, I felt like I took a safe, easy option, already having Balter accepted. Already consolidated these lands and stuff. Do need to get rid of the Balter privileges though, because they're brutal. Having 11% other is ominous and crazy. It's weird. It's really weird. Like, who really are the others? Estonians and Latvians are in there, definitely. Polish, but you know, Afro-Germanic are in there. There's just God knows who. And of course there's always the chance of assimilation, as Gabriel points out. Always could assimilate people. If I just look around the country, let's go into a Baltic state for example. Is anyone assimilating? Nah. Litvin people assimilate. There is small assimilation. One Litvin person out of 19 is being assimilated, so there's that. It's really kicking off. It's really happening. Okay. But we're going to continue this playthrough. Next stream will probably be Saturday. We're going to blast through this, going to get back into it on the weekend and continue on Saturday. Pretty much every 2 days. So the next one after that will be Monday. And we're going to blast through the whole campaign quickly before Christmas. I think I should do one more friend slop or open TTD stream before Christmas with PieChucker though. I should ask him about that and see what we can do next week. So, I mean, Alex asking, did you take PLC's colonies? By PLC colony, we mean one, which is Sweaty Andrew, 70% Polish, my colony now. And it's just mine. I have it. Producing loads of sugar for me. Bunch of Polish people on an island paradise producing sugar. Thought they had an African one too. For all I know, maybe they did, but I would never be able to find it. Also some very strange matte painting in India that was very funny. So, overall, great times. On the Gold Coast, do you think? I mean, I'm pretty sure I already had both of these, as you can see, Scandinavians, yeah. They didn't. They didn't have one. So, thank you so much everyone for watching, for all your great engagement in the chat. It's always very fun to talk to all of you. It's a great time, you're great people. And thank you for your generous support to the channel, the super chats, and the Twitch subs, and the one donation that brought me over the donation threshold for a payout. Oh. I feel like the reason companies like Stream Elements keep a payout threshold is because somewhere out there will be a lot of people that stay below the threshold and then maybe never ever get it. So it's always just in Stream Elements purses in practice. And they keep it in an account and they make interest on it or invest it or something. I feel like that's why they do it. But a lot of big companies, Twitch also has a payout threshold as well. Like that's £50 or something. And YouTube has a threshold before you can get AdSense payouts. I can't really think of exactly why they do that. But he just thinks, well,
Ho ho ho. Your navy is encircled.
Håber you har et good weekend.
costs to transfer it maybe. Just why would they not just instantly give you everything you've earned? Or the effort it takes to pay such a small amount makes it worth it with payout transfers costs. I feel like with half of these things, the transfer cost itself gets taken out of the donation money. Like the user fucking pays that as a cut from the donation. These companies already take like 30% of you anyway, of super chats and donations. They already take a cut. And then they also want to do this thing because they don't want to pay a transfer cost on top of that. Thank you so much again, Tyus, though, for the 20 Danish kroner. Thank you so much for that cheeky last minute super chat. Tack. But yeah, Exiled Netherlands Part 11 tomorrow. It's going to be such a great episode. I know I don't really have to convince people here to go and watch it when it comes out. If you're already watching one of my streams, you're likely going to watch one of my videos too. But that one needs to do well. It's Christmas. We need to get it over 20k views, which is itself such a low bar these days. But come on. I know that when the Exiled Netherlands series is done, we're going to move on to big, great classic things that should be hard-hitting, like Gran Colombia was. But Exiled Netherlands series needs more love. It should people should watch it if they haven't. It actually gets better as the series goes on. And it's not just me saying that. Like, I get it. The early format was different. Part 1 felt like a stream highlight because it basically was, because I skimmed through the funny first session stuff so that Part 2 could be when Netherlands gets into the action in Europe, instead of having the first episode split into effectively 2 or 3 different videos. It was all about pacing, really skimming through the first bit, focusing on the funny stuff, the highlights. You know what I mean? There's always a decision behind everything and reasoning for it. Anyway, the early game fails in the UK versus UK war was hilarious, and it reverberates throughout the entire rest of the campaign, and it even is very relevant for part 11. It's such a key moment in the campaign that changed everything. Thank you once again, everyone, and good to see you again, Dredge. Hopefully we can play another Vic2 campaign together sometime. Maybe the one that Dempsey's thinking of hosting in January. But anyway, thank you so much. Peak France was in episode 1. Oh, yeah. I mean, Shark, Plastic France, Ask with France were so funny. And then Ryleo settles down on it and develops his rivalry with Cornflakes on Austria. You know, the campaign goes through instability and roster changes, which always put people off. People always hate roster changes. Whenever that happens, some viewers will complain. But what can I do about it? That's what happened in the campaign. So, and I edit in such a way as to bring you through these roster changes, and I even integrated it into the LARP by saying that fucking Plastic Spank was Napoleon the First, Asquith was Napoleon the Second, and Ryleo was Napoleon the Third. I tried to incorporate it the best I could into LARP and funny stuff, just to bring people through. But whenever there's a roster change, I will drop viewers every time, sadly. Anyway, so have a nice one yourself, Nuclear Phaser. Bye bye everyone, have a great weekend, enjoy the video tomorrow, and I'll see you on Saturday for stream 3 of this. Bye.